Hey, what's up guys? I hope we're all well. Today we're going to chat about life purpose and life choices. Quite a deep discussion today, and I hope you enjoy and I hope it serves you well. So I do get asked a lot by people about what their life purpose is and how do we make life choices. So I've made a few notes, so they're just to my right. So if I do look over that way, then I'm just looking at what I've been kind of like just tuning into what I feel, channeling a few ideas as well. So I've written them down. But life choices is a really interesting subject. And life choices are exactly that. They're a choice that we make in life. Simple. Sounds simple, doesn't it? But there's a little bit more to it, because if we don't really know who we are, if we're not truly aligned to ourselves, then our choices in life may not serve us. They may not serve us for the highest purpose. They may actually be serving us to make us aware that what that choice you've made isn't the right choice. So the reason why we have life choices and the reason why we have free will is because we need to learn. We need to learn the decisions that we make will be good or bad decisions. And that's kind of as linear as it gets. That's really the bare bones, the basics of it all. On this channel, I talk a lot about duality and non-duality, especially with Patrick. But that is really the dualistic essence of life choices. It will either be a good choice or it will be a bad choice. But each choice, which regardless of what it feels to you, has a purpose and has a meaning. It's teaching you something. It's teaching you something about yourself, that the choice that you made isn't right for you at this current time, but it might be the right choice in the future. So, but how do we make life choices? How do we actually decide what we're going to do? And it can be a process. It can be a process. Some people will just decide, straight off the bat, that's what we're going to do. And a lot of the time, that works really well for them. That's how they function, that's how they operate. There are a lot of people as well which tend to be more maybe spiritually minded, that want to really analyze it and feel it and go into the decisions that they need to make, and that's kind of like where my notes have come from. It's coming from more of a spiritual angle, obviously because it's on this channel. So one of the first things we can do when we're thinking about making a choice or a life choice or looking for that decision that we need to make is we can just write things down. We can brainstorm, we can journal, we can make notes, we can doodle. Sometimes just making notes and doodling allows you to just open up, like internally. And many of you will be aware of it, many of you won't. But when you start to actually bring things into the physical reality by writing, by painting, by drawing, by doing all these wonderful things that we're here as creators to create within our reality, actually putting this stuff out there and writing about it really opens you up inside. It gives you space. It gives you space internally, because you start writing stuff down, and then other feelings come up and other messages and decisions that need to be made. So writing things down is a really, really powerful way to actually connect to the choice that you're thinking about. And that choice it's across the board. It's not just of a spiritual nature, it's life. That's why it's called a life choice. It's not a spiritual choice, it is a life choice, because everything that we make in life is a spiritual choice anyway, because we are spiritual beings. And So writing it down. And then we need to try and go through this process of decision making, which can sometimes be quite a long, drawn out process. But usually when you start to do this brainstorming and journaling and writing things down and going into this creative space, maybe even going into nature, like I say, it opens you up internally. Your energy starts to flow a little bit easier, and the decisions, the ideas, the thoughts, the flow freely. Your energy flows freely. So then you're able to discern and decide what is going to be a good path for you to take, what is going to be a good choice for you to make. So decision making is a very big part of it, obviously, because it's a choice. It's the choice. We have to decide which way, what we want to do, which direction we want to take. And we also have to weigh up within this decision making. We also have to weigh up what is drawing us towards this choice. Is it being brought up to feed the ego? Or I need to make this decision, I need to make this choice because it'll make me look good, or it'll sound good on paper, or all those sorts of things that the ego likes. The ego likes that. You get lots of praise from it. Or is it more of a weighing up of, actually, you know what? I'm going to do this for me. I feel that this choice that I'm going to make is right for me, regardless of the outcome of whether it's the right decision or the wrong decision. Again, going back to what I mentioned before, there is a learning within everything. And that's why we're here. That's why we're here on Earth. We also need to take affirmative action with regard to this. We've done the writing down, we've done the decision making, we've searched our soul for what we feel might be the right direction to take. We've weighed up the odds. We've looked at, am I doing this to feed my ego? Am I doing this for the betterment of myself, and a more harmonious level, for the betterment of people that are around me? So taking it into all those considerations, we then need to actually make the decision. We need to make the choice, and we have to take affirmative action and put that out there, because it's actually the action that allows things to happen. If we just sit and think about it and cogitate and meditate and write about it, nothing will ever get done. And a lot of people talk a lot about manifestation. They just say, you just need to just feel it, just go through the emotions, just pretend like you already got it. Yeah, that's all well and good, and it is part of the process, but you also need to make affirmative action to put that into place, that yes, you've already got it, you're now making the action because you have got it and you're there and you're living it, so that action gives it the drive that it needs. And when we're making this affirmative action, listen to your body and feel your body. We've gone through the whole process of deciding as well, the decision making. What are you feeling in your body? What is your body telling you? Are you having rumbling in the stomach? Is the stomach a sign for you of, because it varies from person to person. Some people have like an emotional belly, where if they get butterflies, they might need to dash to the loo all the time, because it really puts them into a place of not knowing, almost going to this almost survival state, this root chakra, fight or flight. I need to do this, I have to, and it can create a lot of internal stuff. So just listen to what your body's telling you and feel what your body is telling you. There's so much internally that we can tune in on. And when I recently changed jobs, this is a really good way to look at it. When I recently changed jobs, which was in November last year, and I was working in a supermarket before that, and I was working 23 hours a week, and there were early mornings, so it was like 6 a.m. start, but I got finished around about lunchtime, or it was on an evening, so it was maybe like 12 noon start till 7 p.m. in the evening, 8 p.m. in the evening. And really, I wasn't getting a lot of time for me to be able to build the business, because I was usually I was having to fit clients in here, there and everywhere, and it was a bit like kind of all over the place. And I thought, I really need just some structure to my week, because obviously shift work is just, you are just all over the place. So, and I was thinking about reducing my hours a little bit further, and I thought, 18 hours would be a nice figure, just to drop down to a little bit further. And then I saw this position for 18 hours. Bing! Synchronicity alert once again. I thought, it's in, and it's in like a shop that I shop in regularly, and I buy a lot of my art stuff from there. So I thought, you know what, I could probably do that, and it's something that interests me. So I applied for it, and then I had the interview a few weeks later. Actually, I totally forgot about it, and I thought, that's been and gone, and it was quite a while afterwards that I went for the interview. And then I got offered the position. Obviously, I did inform them that I have my own business, and so the reason I wanted to reduce my hours is so I can focus on that and build the business up, but obviously also be flexible in work as much as I could be. And obviously, when you make these decisions, and I was offered the job and I accepted the job, straight away, ego pops in. And the ego is saying, it's less hours, it's less per hour, is it going to be right? Is it going to be the right decision? And you, all this stuff starts firing up internally, where you question, because it's a change in your reality. You're following what your soul wants to do, but the ego and the programming want to keep you in this fixed identity. So I thought, no, I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to go with it. It feels right. My body feels right. I don't. The only thing that was churning was my mind. My body felt right. My body felt safe. It felt planted. So anyway, it was one day I was going to the previous job. One day I got in the car, put the car on. The radio came on, and it was George Michael's Faith was on the radio, and it took me a while to realise what the song was. And then I thought, Faith. So I asked my spirit team, and I said, is this a message for me? And I got like all tingles down my body. I thought, right, okay, yeah, that's a good sign. And then the ego started kicking in again, and saying, well, you could just be making it all up, as the ego likes to do. And then as I was driving towards work, I felt a vibration in my pocket where my phone was. I thought, I'll check who that is when I pull up. So I got to work, pulled up in the car park. I thought, right, I'll just check what that was on my phone. And someone had followed me on Instagram called Faith. It was spelt differently, but it was Faythe. And I thought, well, if that's not validation enough for me, then I don't know what is. So that's why I followed it and went with it. And it has been a positive change. It has been a positive shift. I am doing quite a few extra hours at the minute, because I'm covering for one of the staff that's helping out at another store. So I'm hoping it won't last for too much longer. So I am working currently 5 days a week. So it has limited my flexibility a little bit within client work, but I'm hoping it won't be for too much longer. So that's kind of a little bit about what happened to me, and that's something to be aware of with the mind-body connection, maybe the spiritual connection. So just feel and listen. And when you are feeling and listening, what is it trying to tell you? Is it giving you a message of like, ooh, and is it coming from the head? Is it coming from the body? So you need to figure out as well to be able to learn how to read between the two. I mean, it's all connected. It's nothing is separate, but there is a way of listening to the body where you will get a little bit more from the body. And also, what have you learned from that process as well? This is kind of like the last point that I wrote down about life choices. What have you actually learned from that process? Has that process itself given you the ammunition that you need to make the choice? Did you make the choice quite early on in the decision making stage? Was it just like, yeah, this just feels like, yeah, it feels right? Or did you go through like a lot more kind of searching? But just remember that a life choice is there for a purpose. It's there for you to choose what you want from life. That is basically it. So simple, but people tend to overcomplicate it and think too much into it, and every choice that we make is a learning curve. It's something that we need to discover. If everything went right and we didn't learn anything, then what was the point? And one of my last videos that I made was very much about like the shadow and the light of the self, and that's like kind of like my last video before this one, I think, my last long video. And I did say in that video that you do actually learn a lot more from your darkness than you do from your light. And sometimes that is what happens in here. You are learning from your darkness because of the choices. Sometimes the darkness will try to pull you back a little bit, but you have to step into your light to be able to shine into that direction that you want to go, to make those choices and to make that transition and that change in life. It might be a total different direction in everything that you've done previously, but you just feel called to just help or do something so far out of the mainstream that you're used to, that you know what, it's probably going to work because it's different, and you're probably going to work harder at it because you're more passionate and you're more driven by it. And that's really, really what is going to push it. And that's where we go into life purpose. Life purpose. What are you passionate about? What makes your soul sing? And it's really about passion. It's really about the sex energy that we have within us, from the sacral chakra. That creative energy that every single one of us harnesses internally. And that is what allows us to create, to manifest, to bring into our reality. It's such a powerful energy center to work from. But find out what you're passionate about. If you don't know what you're passionate about, then you need to do a little bit of seal searching. You need to do a little bit of soul searching about yourself. What makes you tick. It could be something so, just, I don't want to use the word, but just so ordinary. It could just be you like working with people. So maybe you need to be in a shop, or work in a bar, or work in a hair salon, or something like that. It could just be something on that level, that you just find that wonderful connection with other people. It may be something where you've experienced a lot of heaviness, you've experienced a lot of darkness, and you're like, I'm feeling like I'm on the other side of this now, and I want to actually be able to bring what wisdom I can through to help people. This is where I am now. This is my journey, and it has been for quite a few years now as the Reiki practitioner, and learning the meditation, the hypnosis, things like that. All these different things that I use for clients to be able to help them find themselves, so then they can make these decisions and have these and find out what their purpose is. So really look at what makes your soul sing. There will be something, maybe you haven't found it yet. Maybe, again, like I say, you need to do a little bit of digging and a little bit of soul searching. And I've written down here, which is something that I've already covered really, are you actually aware of who you truly are? Because the ego likes to try to control who we truly are. It likes to try and keep us in a boxed place, usually from either the programming of life, of everything that goes on around us. It could be the programming and conditioning from childhood, from trauma. It could be the programming and conditioning from maybe a past life that's come into this life. So there is a lot of different things to take into consideration about finding out who you truly are. And that takes, again, a lot of healing work, energy healing, and meditation, a lot of going within, internal soul searching. And that's where you find out what makes your soul sing, that internalizing yourself just to discover who you truly are. And don't listen, and this is one of these instances where it's hard to explain, because you are listening to the body, but you're also not. You're kind of like really going deeper than the physical level. You're going way down deep you're going into your heart. What fills your heart full of love? What fills your heart full of passion? What fills your heart full of joy? We really need, I think a lot of people need to discover more joy in every single day. They need to discover more happiness. They need to discover more about themselves, about life. And I shared a shot this morning, and it was just of me being in the park on a dog walk, and I was just panning the camera around. I was just listening to the bird song. I was just watching the trees, just being outdoors, and that's the best way, I find, for me, to just open up to spirit, to the world, to nature. And all the birds are singing, they sing the same songs, they make the same sounds, the wind blows, the trees sway, and there is no ego there. There is no right or wrong. There is no duality. It's all just presence. It's just totally present. And that's where we find who we are and what really makes us sing, what really makes our soul go, yes, this is what drives me. This is what makes me passionate. When I'm working with a client and they get through this, like something in life, or there's a block, or maybe something arises that they need to look at, this is like, yeah, we're making real good progress here. We're actually uncovering stuff that you need to uncover. So yeah, are we aware of who we truly are? And are we using discernment correctly? Are we trying not to listen too much to the egoic mind? Are we keeping ourselves in balance? And again, a little bit with the life choices. Are we balancing the passion of what we love for ourselves and for the assistance of others? Or are we creating it from the ego because it's going to give us a label, it's going to give us a some level or position, or a title? So where is it coming from? Is it coming from that kind of the egoic level, or is it coming from the passion, the love, the feeling, the everything that is resonating internally? Is that where it's coming from? And again, the last thing that I've written down here is, so what have you learned as well from that process? So discovering your life purpose, discovering your life choices. It can be simple. It is simple, actually. It is really simple. But there's a lot of internal stuff that we need to be aware of. There's a lot of energetic stuff that we need to be aware of. There's a lot of egoic, balancing, discernment stuff that we need to be aware of as well. So there's a lot of stuff that goes with it. But that's my notes. That's just what I wanted to put out there today about life choices and life purpose. So what is a life choice? A life choice is a decision that you make because it is a choice for you to make in life. And regardless of the outcome, it is a learning curve. It is a process. What is your life purpose? Your life purpose is something that is going to feed your soul. It's going to let you discover that internal love. It's going to let you unleash that energy from within and really funnel it into a calling of powerful, creative, energetic, amazing abilities of moving forward and moving through life. So there's my video for today. Life choices and life purpose. Let me know what you think. Comment below in the descriptions box, or in the comments even, and I'll put all my usual bump in the descriptions box. I'll put all my links in there, all my various places of where you can share me, my website of how you can get in touch for any healing. On the back end of that, I'm also considering starting up some mentoring groups, maybe monthly mentoring groups, for you to get in touch with me, so we can join as a collective via Zoom. So it'll all be online, and we can discuss where you are in life, where you want to be, where you want to go. If you want to do it more on of a one-to-one basis, then we can also look into that as well. But I'm really looking forward to using the skills that I've been developing over the last quite a lot of years now with my own stuff that I've been dealing with, but now, with all the Reiki and the meditation, the hypnosis, the emotional freedom technique, and bringing all them into balance and bringing them all into a way of being able to incorporate them into people's lives to be able to develop themselves, then I think it's a really, really positive thing that we can do. And regardless of whether advice is what you feel is right or wrong, again, it's down to you to make the choices. And it's very much like a healing journey. At the end, you can learn so much stuff through healing sessions, but it's what you do outside of those healing sessions that really define who you are. Are you going to continue that healing in your own time, or is it just going to be something that you're going to do once a week, twice a week, once a month, once every couple of months or few months or whatever, and then that's it, and then you dip back in when you feel right? Or is it something you're going to internalize and use every single day, or try to bring into your reality onwards from that? And that again is going to be part of the mentoring program that I'm wanting to build, that I'm wanting to create, is to basically give people the empowerment and knowing that they can do whatever they want to do and don't feel so controlled by those that are around them and the life that they feel stuck in, because we've got choices and we've got purpose. So have a beautiful, beautiful day wherever you are. Hope this video serves you well. I hope you are all well, and I hope you're enjoying the channel. And I look forward to more videos soon. So do take care of yourselves. As always, namaste. Much love. Take care. Bye for now.